Me by Your Name, about a sudden summer romance between two young men in the Italian countryside, is getting major Oscar buzz right now. The movie is inspired by the novel of the same name that came out in 2007, drawing praise for its portrayal of a consuming love. Joining me now is the book's author, André Aciman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Sorry for my cold hands today.
It's all right.
You know what? I want to talk about the title first. When I first heard of the movie, I thought, "Call me by your name. Call me by my name." What is it? But it's extremely significant to the story. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's basically they call each other by each other's names, by their own names. So it's a form of intimacy. It's the ultimate form of intimacy between two human beings. You are me, and I am you. And I'll give you my name. I'll take your name, and we won't be severed ever for life.
All right, good night, everybody. That's just such a beautiful thought. We shouldn't carry on talking. It's such an absorbing movie. I watched the movie first and then I read the book, which I thought was backwards, but you just told me that's the way to do it. Why is that?
Absolutely, because the movie gives you it's like a foretaste of what's to come. The book has more plenitude, let's call it. It is filled with details, with introspection. And basically, once you've seen the movie, the introspection begins to make total sense. It's no longer a labor that you have to go through. You know the story.
Right. Timothée Chalamet, who plays one of the lead characters, Elio, it was a revelation. I think both of them are really amazing. As a writer, as you saw this movie being turned into something that has some changes from the book, what was your relationship with the movie?
Fantastic, because I loved the movie. I didn't expect I would, because like all authors, I thought, oh, they're going to ruin my book. They're going to do something that I would hate. How am I going to tell them not to do this? I'll be angry. Of course, none of this happened.
Good.
First of all, because I have a fantastic attitude for a person who has a terrible attitude in other things. But I basically said, I had my say, let them have theirs. But eventually what has happened is that whenever I think back on the book, and I've been thinking about it every day now, is I can no longer remember what the characters looked like, because I see Chalamet, and I see Armie Hammer, and I see the father. The father is basically...
The father is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What is amazing in the book is even more amazing with the actor who plays the father. Where did this story come from? How did you conjure up this world and these people?
It's a weird thing, because I was supposed to be in Italy that summer. We used to rent a house every summer, and that summer we were not going to do it. We were going to be stuck in New York. It was hot, I was frustrated, I was upset, and I happened to remember a painting by Monet of a house in Italy. And suddenly I said, I want to live in that house, I want to be there. And I woke up in the morning and I started typing. I was going to be in that house. And eventually I decided, okay, let's add some romance to it. And I was going to have a boy-girl thing. And then I said, no, let's do it boy-boy. That's going to make it more exciting. And it made it fantastic.
Why? What made you make that decision, do you think?
Because boy-girl is, it's almost cliche at this point. I wanted there to be hesitation, introspection, shame, reluctance, fear, all those things. And inhibition is one of those emotions that I know best, because I'm probably the most inhibited person on this planet. And so
Honestly, so you just broke that away in this book.
Yes, and I spilled it all over the book, and it was easy. I mean, basically, plot for me is very difficult.
Wow.
But inhibition and timidity and sort of reluctance vis-a-vis the object of desire. So that I fell in love with the boys, I fell in love with their love, I fell in love with the family, with the house, with Italy, with the whole thing. So I had better than going to Italy.
Because it was all alive in your mind. This book and the movie has obviously resonated in the gay community and beyond. And I think it's a lot of what we were just talking about in our previous segment of finally seeing yourself reflected in the art and the culture of what's around us. How have people responded?
Wonderfully. When the book first came out in the 50s, the people in their 50s, 60s, 70s would write to me and say, you know, I wish I had a father like that who had accepted me, with whom I could have spoken about those things that were happening to me, my desires, the fact that I was gay, and so on. And they continue to write to me, but now adolescents write to me people who have not even
Interesting.
experienced love yet. And I'm talking about girls and boys, but mostly girls who are 13, 14, 15, write to me all the time. In other words, they have already, and they're reacting with anticipation of the love to come in their lives, as opposed to the love that could have been and never was, which is a lot of what people react to.
Will there be a sequel to this book?
God, we don't know.
I was hoping to break news today with André.
No, we don't know, because we've spoken about a sequel, because the novel keeps going on for another 20 years. But that's not really the sequel we're talking about. There's, of course, the director wants to do something with AIDS in it, and sort of focus on that a bit more, because we didn't in this book and in this film. And he wants to follow through the actors as they age a bit more, and maybe so in another 5 years. And he's thinking of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. He doesn't want to let go of them. And I think the actors loved working on this film so much that they would go in a heartbeat. They'd go back to Italy. Let's do it.
Well, and for both of them, I mean, it's not just acting. There's something even more eloquent that's happening with those two. I mean, they inhabited these people in a way that makes you feel like you're watching reality. I mean, it was really an interesting feeling as a viewer.
Yes, the lines between movie making, friendship, lovers are all sort of blurred. Because the two of them, Armie and Timothy, have a fantastic friendship. And you can see it all the time online, in interviews. They are very good friends, they like each other. And of course in the film they are lovers, but I don't think they are lovers now, that's out of the question. But nevertheless, there's something so strong between them. And now they also have it with the director. And so the three of them are always together, and I think there is some form of beautiful love among the three of them, and I envy them.
Well, maybe more art will come of that. There were some parents who said, okay, we're not comfortable with a 17-year-old boy and a 24-year-old man having a relationship. Did you wrestle with the ages at all as you wrote this?
No, it never even crossed my mind. I could have made them 18 years old, but I didn't want to make one of them 18, because that would have signaled to the readership and to everybody else that I'm trying to make this legit. I said, at 17, many things happened to me in my life, and I wanted at least to capture that part of it and to keep 17. 17 is a beautiful age. It's also tormented, because most people are in their senior year or finishing high school, and they're contemplating college but haven't gone yet. So there are several breaks being announced, and so I felt very comfortable with 17. If they're not, there's nothing I could do about it.
I think that's very well said. There is a photo that I want you to see. You make a cameo in this movie, something else I didn't know until after I had seen it. How was that?
A lot of fun.
To appear in your own story.
I didn't know I was on it. They told me, come to the set. I said, okay, fine, I'll go to the set. I've never been on a film set, so let's do it. And then they said, oh, by the way, we'd like you to act and do something here. I said, okay. I don't want to have to recite lines, because my memory's shot. I can't remember anything. So, oh, you can say anything you want. It's fine. And so I did. And it was a lot of fun, and I could understand why everybody loved being in this movie or being involved in this movie, because everybody's so friendly and so nice, and the director is amazing. So he wasn't shouting at anybody, not cursing. Everybody was happy. So, and I was happy too.
Well, it was wonderful to see you in the scene and discover that later. There are all sorts of hidden gems in this. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We appreciate it. André holds a reading tonight at Elliott Bay Book Company at Seattle's Capitol Hill at 7 p.m. We've posted all the information on our homepage for you. Up next, from a story set in Italy to making handmade Italian bow tie pasta after this.